Yeah, so we have the big explosion because the Great Hog arrives and all of the creepers explode and it blows up some houses outside of the mines. And I hope that there were no fatalities involved with that. But
Well, I mean,
don't
it was
think about it.
also Steve's farm and stash. It's all blown up, and he doesn't seem to be affected by that at all. He doesn't care. He's like, oh well.
Now remember, diamonds were in. There are diamonds inside of Garrett's jacket. He was putting diamonds into his jacket from the stash, so he does have those. They never come up again.
That never goes anywhere.
He has
In fact,
them. Yeah.
what's kind of funny is that could have justified him keeping his shop, afloat. But no.
Or using them to craft a powerful sword or something, using those diamonds. He has to choose. Oh my god, he would have to choose between using his diamonds to save his business and for money reasons, or to use them at a crafting table to craft a shield or a sword or armor to save a friend. Okay,
like a story. I hate that.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Stop telling stories, you crazy fool.
It'll never happen again, I swear.
Anyone in the writer's room who pitched a moment of character development was probably tossed out the fucking window. Like, I mean,
they were defenestrated. So, Henry speaks again, and
he does.
Hate it. Henry gets, this one was.
Yeah, this is where I hate him.
Oh my god, I hated him before, but this cemented the hatred. Henry gets mad at Garrett. And we see some more incredible acting from Henry. It says, "What's your problem, man? We didn't need those stupid diamonds. You are literally the most selfish person I ever met." And I say it way better than he does, because not even I can imitate the horrific delivery.
Yeah.
And Garrett explained, it's just this whiny, nasally, scratchy voice. It's like, oh my god, holy shit. Now Garrett explains that he needs the money, because he's actually a loser, and he might seem really cool and bilingual, because that's like some running gag that is probably, I don't think any of us have bothered. I haven't bothered to mention it. I don't know if y'all did while I was swapping or waiting on the thing to load, but
nobody laughed in my cinema for all the jokes they had related to that. They just they thought it was so fucking funny though.
They barely even says vaguely Spanish phrases but doesn't know what they mean, and that's it.
Dawn, the animal woman, at one point says, "The garbage man ain't speaking English or Espanol."
Yeah.
Yeah. Garrett says that he might seem really cool and strong and neat and bilingual, but actually he's sad and alone. And then Henry says,
just to be absolutely clear, he has now informed him he's broke, he's losing everything, he's alone, he's washed up.
Yes. He is finally admitting that the facade of confidence and macho has broken down.
And remember,
he is vulnerable.
Henry knows this. It's not just a made-up story. He actually knows the guy is desperate for money.
Yep. Henry then says, "You aren't alone. I was your friend."
I was so confused by this. I was like, oh, film? No, you do it. No. If he was mad at him for stealing or betraying or backstabbing, and the explanation was I'm desperate, there's conflict there. But really, he's mad at him because they took a detour that made their journey a bit longer. And the explanation is, I desperately needed the detour because my life is falling apart. I'm about to lose everything. Which to me, honestly, I know we don't know these people very well at this point, but if you were there, I kind of be like, still, you should have talked it through. You can't be making these kinds of decisions. It's pretty reckless, but
at least you know it's out of desperation.
Yeah, I'd be like, I get it.
You get it?
I get it. Yeah.
You don't say you aren't alone. I was your friend.
No, that's not the response.
Well, they're ramping up toward the stealing the Han Solo moment for these characters. So, this scene is basically the scene before they go off to try and blow up the Death Star, and Han's like, "Well, I've got taking the money and leaving. This is not my fight." At no point is there recriminations from Luke saying, "You're not my friend," even though you got me out of trouble and we got through all this together. It's disappointment because the values aren't seen to be in the right place. But it's a more nuanced thing than that. So when he does eventually come back, his arc being completed is that he's learned to value things more highly than money, which is fine. There's no kind of bitchy, whiny, "you're a selfish twat" line that goes in there.
Well, to kind of piggyback off that, Rishav in chat asks, "Is the point that the kid isn't empathetic?" I think it's hard to tell what the point is.
The
trying
point is
to
that he
be.
was wrong. The point is
Garrett
that was wrong.
Garrett
to
sucks.
Go and try and get
Yeah,
the
I was going to say
basically.
the feel I get from the movie at this point is it's so wrong how Garrett betrayed the team. It's so bad that he did that. And
he shouldn't have done this. Even if he had his reasons, it was bad, and that it has been ordained essentially by the kid that he was in the wrong, regardless of his situation. It's essentially, see, he's messed up, which means that he will now, he's in a low position, which means that he needs to do some kind of self-sacrifice.
yes,
Or otherwise come through in a big way to redeem himself.
Yep, he owes one.
That is
He's in debt to the
scene.
story now.
You're not meant to think like, oh wow, this kid is out of line. You're meant to think, man, Garrett, you let him down, man. You let him down.
And like, let's be honest, the reality is there was a shit ton of diamonds there, and the detour was pretty fast. All things considered.
I don't know why they didn't just use their elytra and fly there instantly.
True.
But those aren't in the story anymore, so don't worry about it. They just broke or something.
That's true. Because there's another time where they would be very useful, and they're just not in the story anymore. But yeah. Very annoying to watch, because I actually thought it was a chance for the story to have something. Anything.
Something. Yeah, I think it's worth pointing out that obviously until the points we cover later, which you haven't gotten to yet, we have essentially said almost every single word and line of dialogue in the movie that has anything to do with character development. It's virtually non-existent in this movie.
The movie doesn't do a good job of establishing these two characters as friends. Like in the first act, you see like, okay, Garrett has his shop, and then the kids move into town, and then the kid's on his bike, and he finds the retro video game store, and he's like, ooh, what's this? And he goes in and talks to him. And they might have like 2 scenes together where they become familiar with each other, and maybe there's some dialogue there that implies that they spent more time together, like off screen, but I don't remember it.
I don't think there is.
In any case, there is no beat where it establishes that there is a friendship.
No.
Yeah, they don't do anything together. They don't
spend any additional time. It was like that was the day. Timeline it was the first day that they met.
Yeah, so like, what are they, friends? Just like, because he went into the store and he owns the store, and they just talked as like a customer sort of business owner.
And then he got him to
even though he told him to leave your tot pizza, and they don't bond over anything.
What was the point of building the story this way? What was the point of that shit with the mum? What was the point of why they're here? Why wouldn't it just be that he and Garrett are longtime friends? And by long time, I mean like maybe a year. Why wouldn't that just be the case? He lives in this town. He goes to this shop.
This is the only cool arcade store in the town, and so they talk to each other. Or every Fridays they play fucking Magic the Gathering. I don't know. Something that bonds them together in some way.
And then he can know about the finances like in more depth. And then there can be a moment in the film where Garrett does actually betray them somewhat for money.
Oh fuck, Garrett's supposed to be the video game expert. They could bond over playing video games, and Garrett makes him into a really awesome video game player, and then Henry has to use those learned video game skills from Garrett in the Minecraft world. No, I'm sorry, I'm doing it again. Sorry.
I was going to say,
I tell me to. I'm sorry.
Garrett could be the dev, and the kid can be the creative one. Together, they can dominate the Minecraft world, because it's a combination of the two things, or something, or other, whatever. Anything, really. Also,
just
Steve.
Anything to give the story some dynamism would be nice.
Anything at all.
Since it is absent any dynamism at all. Like, I don't understand how people got paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to write this. Isn't that crazy? Like,
it is insane.
It's actually
insane. This is an aberration of justice. There is no God.
In the United States, like $50,000 or something. Like, the average person's making like 50 grand. Meanwhile, someone wrote this and got paid 6 figures at least to make this.
Horrendous.
Like, this is like
anyway.
Well, you know that notion that, it's like, oh, he's all set now, he needs to do something to redeem himself. It's like, yeah, the people who wrote this, they've seen films before. You can tell. They know about, like, they're doing like a really vague photocopy of the actual structure of a film.
They know what you're supposed to do. They know that their characters are supposed to go on some kind of arc, and that it's supposed to be tethered to some sort of fundamental thematic message.
You got your 3 acts and the second act low point. They're all in here.
That's right. See, so this is good, and that's kind of the thing. I imagine they all sit around like, yes, second act low point. Like the villagers, just like, oh yeah, it's great, we did it. Like they're just pleased with themselves.
Yeah.
It is legitimately. You're right. It
Hundreds
makes
of
me
thousands
upset.
of dollars. Hundreds
to
of
write
thousands of
this.
dollars to make this.
This is
And who knows? You know what? Like
If
this
you
is
just
going to make a lot
AI
of money.
generated a
This is gonna
script, it'd be
buy-
better.
There are a whole bunch of people who are going to be able to buy new yachts because of this movie. Like,
Dude, they're all
it's-
celebrating.
I
They're
think
probably having a fucking phone call on Zoom where they're
Yeah,
just
they're
like,
probably
"This is
having a party
amazing.
right
We did
now, like,
incredible. Do it
yeah,
again."
woohoo.
Yeah.
Well, this sets a horrific precedent for things to come later on when it
Yeah.
comes to movie adaptations.
I mean, as
of
far as I'm
games.
concerned, like there is no. I don't know why anybody would be. It's so weird seeing like it's been really shit outcomes lately in terms of the film industry and more broadly the entertainment industry. A lot of bad things have been very successful over the last few years. I don't know that there should be any reason to have any amount of optimism for like any major like film projects coming up. Certainly
It
not
really
for
is.
franchises.
The story is just used as a loose excuse to give you the reason why we could show, oh, look, a creeper, a skeleton, look, a bee, a
That's
sheep.
right, and
Man.
sell the merchandise.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's just
oh,
to
look,
sell the
you can get a
merchandise.
T-shirt and it's got Steve on it, and it's got a zombie. Look at him
Because-
go!
All of these dumbass people go to this movie and they clap and they love it and they think it's great and they spend their money on it. And I mean, they say that it's good. They compliment this film. They tell the naysayers that no, it's good, it's good. Oh, it's just made for kids. Oh, wasn't it so much fun? I'm like, well, it's shit because you accept shit.
Mm-hmm. Fills you with
Even if
confidence for
the
the good old live-action Zelda remake, or the live-action Zelda adaptation coming out. Like Jack
That's
Black
gonna
as
be
Ganondorf.
crap.
And,
Maybe it's going to be awful. It will be bad. Why? Don't expect anything better. Don't do that to yourself.
The
Even
guy
if the
who wrote
motivation
The
of-
Rise of Skywalker is
Even if
writing
the
the
studio-
fucking Legend of Zelda movie.
Even if
Oh,
the studio
no.
executive motivation is as shallow as just they want to cash in big on a very recognizable IP, it's just like, to bring up the writers thing earlier, it's just like, are you telling me you can't find a single person in Hollywood who will take the craft of writing seriously enough to make something that's at least respectable, instead of this lazy slop?
well, they probably can find them. It's just that it's an annoying process because people will start sitting around saying, well, you probably shouldn't do this because this sucks. And actually, if you have any self-respect, you won't do this either. So actually, you need to think about what you're making as opposed to just, shitting it out all onto the script and then transferring it straight to the CG artist. So they can find them. I'm sure these people do exist. It's just that there's no incentive for them to actually
They don't
hire
value
them
the
because-
process.
Yeah, they don't value
Good
the process.
point.
And why should they when this
Yeah.
movie makes $1 billion?
I mean,
Yeah.
clearly they thought this script was good enough. So,
Well, like, Snow White, as I said, my mum was baffled as to having to choose between which is worse. I think a lot of people would be having some trouble with it, but, whatever metric you go with, one could say they're both just as awful. But one of them is going to make over $1 billion, the other one's going to crash and burn. So has it got anything to do with the writing quality? It's like, well,
No.
not in this case.
No.
Minecraft was pretty much always going to make $1 billion, unfortunately. Doesn't matter how bad
Yeah.
the film was.
No matter what.
Yeah, the
whether it
source
was good
material
or
is much
bad.
more. Hmm.
And I guess they just consider the profits that they'll make. Like if they found a good writer and, the first Minecraft movie came out and it got 80, 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, people would be hyped for the sequel and they'd rake in more cash from ticket sales with Minecraft number 2, which I think they'll inevitably make. But I guess that increase in revenue is so negligible. It's just like, well,
That's the thing.
we'll
This
put
happened.
out a dog shit first movie and people will go see the second one anyway, even if shit, so who cares?
We've got the Lego movie to compare. It's like it's pretty much the same
Lego
sequence of
movie
events,
made-
but it was a really well written
Yeah.
film.
And it made about 400 and something. It was successful. Not going to be as successful as a Minecraft movie was, though.
No.
Minecraft movie is going to blow it out of the water in terms of its numbers. I don't know. It just feels like if Wall-E released today, it probably wouldn't do that great. That's like a concern that I have at this point when I think
Well, maybe
about,
a
like,
live
the
action
nature of-
Wall-E with Jack Black could do it.
Like,
Yeah.
well, I
Jack
guess,
Black
I
could
guess
be
my
the-
point being that
He can play all the fat characters.
Yeah.
I wonder if the better Minecraft movie does worse. Is more so like kind of what I'm getting at. I wonder if like the actual earnest, real one with an intent to tell a story actually fails.
The one
because
you've
of that
described, I
attempt.
think, would do worse. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
because
which bothers me a lot. That's the case. Like, oh
But
yeah,
there
well,
is-
if it's not an action movie, then fuck, what's the point of that?
there is a version of the film that I think all of us would consider very good that would simultaneously make a shit ton of money too. But like, why bother, right? That's what we're getting at with this. It's like the
That's the
producers
point,
be like,
yeah.
why the fuck should we bother? Just give it to Goop Slorp.
Just have it be slop. Yeah. Hire people that you don't have to pay anything because they're glup shittos who've never done anything and don't have any talent and they don't care. And you just tell the CGI guys to put in references to the movie, then slap Jack Black on it, and then just profit. Fuck it. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
His name is practically like Slop now. It's just associated directly.
Yeah.
For
For those
Yeah,
who need
it's
more
a
convincing on
very-
that front, watch Mandalorian Season 3.
Mm-hmm.